Hi, this is Deborah from dinglefoot.com, and this week I'm going to show you how to make a simple card using some flower stamps. These are just some little flower stems that I have. I have two short ones and one long one. And I'm going to be using 4 different colors of embossing powder. All of them are Ranger except for this black one. It's just black with sparkles in it. And the other ones are holographic, silver, and enchanted gold. So I'm going to use all of those. And I want to show you my card here. I have a black card, and I cut a gray paper layer for the front, and then I cut one exactly the same that goes inside. And then otherwise, I have 2 squares here. A black one and a gray one that's slightly smaller that I'm going to put inside of that. So it's going to be a black gray layer, and then at the bottom I have room to put my sentiment, and I'm going to stamp this one today, thinking of you. And I think I just got this at a dollar store, so sometimes if you go in there you find some pretty neat stamps. I'm going to emboss the sentiment in silver, and then I'm going to use 2 silver corner stamps to go around it. So I think I have everything I need here. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, to start off, we can just go ahead and put our gray layer on the front and put the one on the inside also. Okay, so I'm going to get that one on there. We're going to wait on the 2 smaller squares because we're going to go ahead and get those all embossed before we put that on the front. And the reason I'm going to do that is because some of my stamping is going to go over the edge, and so we want to make sure that we don't get it on the papers that we don't want it on. So there we go. We can set that to the side. And I'm going to grab my little gray square. And first of all, I'm going to use one of my small stamps. And we have to do these one at a time to get the really neat embossing effect. So I'm going to ink up this stamp here and see if it'll stay on my block there. Here we go. Okay, so we'll ink that. Let me see what I'm going to use. I'm going to use this one first, the holographic powder first. So I better get that ready before I stamp. So this is going to go right on this left side. Okay. Should put that on another sheet so I could get it back in my container. So my little stamps on there, it's hard to see, but I'm going to grab my heat tool here and melt the powder. Okay, we're going to follow the same steps the whole way across the card. I'm going to now grab my big long stamp, put that on my stamping block. And this time, after I ink it up, I'm going to be using the black powder. So we'll get that ready. We're going to do the same thing each time on the card, short one, long one. Okay, so this is going to overlap a bit. See how I got that ink on my craft mat? This is the Tim Holtz craft mat, and it just wipes right clean as soon as you're done using it, so it does not matter. I can even emboss on it and it won't make any problems at all. So I got that on. I'm going to go ahead and heat that up too. Okay, got the black one done. My next one, I took my other little short stamp that I had, and I'm going to do silver. So this one's going to overlap just a little bit onto the black one. I'm going to put our silver powder on and emboss that one. Okay, so my third one's done. I used black ink for all of these, so you can see the black ink through the iridescent on the far left. So I have iridescent, and then the black, and then silver. Next I'm going to use my large stamp again, and I'm also going to do black again. So we'll go ahead and stamp that. I think I want some stems in a different position. So we'll do that. Use our black embossing powder this time. And I will go ahead and use my heat tool on that one. Okay, time for a short one again. It's going to be this one, and I'm going to use the ancient gold this time. So ink that up, stamp it right on there. This just makes a neat effect to have all the different colors on here. I was kind of playing with it the other day and it just turned out so neat, so thought I'd do it again. Let's go ahead and use our heat tool on the gold. Okay, for our last one we're going to be using the great big stamp again and our black powder again. So I'm going to do it like that. Oops. And we'll use our heat tool again. Okay, the part for the front of my card is finished. It's kind of neat looking. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but just the mix of colors looks really nice. So now I'm going to do just one more stamp and emboss, and that's going to be on the inside of our card. It's really nice to have a little decorative touch on the inside of your cards too. So I'm going to use my great big one, and you guessed it, I'm going to use the black embossing powder again. So this guy's just going to go right here on this side of my card. Try to line up that stem with the bottom. Okay. Sprinkle on our powder and use our heat tool, and that will be the last of using those little flower stamps. I make such a mess when I do this. I really need to use a different sheet so it's easier to dump it into the jar again. I'm going to go ahead and use my heat tool and get that set. Okay, so I got my stamping done. Now I'm just going to grab 2 corner stickers, put one on opposite sides, or opposite corners I meant. Put one right there. Grab another one for the bottom right here. So this is just the inside of the card, and that's finished. So for the front of our card, we just take our little black square and we're going to glue this sparkly part right onto that. I got it this way. And then that whole thing is going to go onto the top of our card right here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Alright, for the final touches of our card, I'm going to grab my Thinking of You stamp, get some ink on that, and hopefully I stamp it straight, right? That's what always makes me nervous when I'm stamping right onto the front of my card, because if you don't get it straight, you're kind of sunk. Let's see if I can line that up pretty straight there. And I'm going to go ahead and do silver. Okay, put the extra back in my jar and use my heat tool. So if you really like stamping and embossing, this is the perfect card for you because you get to do it so many times. I'm going to go ahead and heat that up. Okay, all I need to do to finish my card off is to grab some little silver corners, and I'm just going to put one on each side of my sentiment, one on the left side and one on the right side here at the bottom. And that is it. Our card is finished. I hope you give this one a try. It is a lot of stamping and embossing, but it's really elegant looking, and it's fun to make too. Thanks so much for watching.